Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever you may be. I am Mezzo9, and welcome once again to the Sourpit Farms. I don't know why I had to pause and think for a moment at the name. Now, first thing you might notice is that my armour has somewhat changed. I got into a bit of a few fights, to be honest. First, I was doing some mining and got killed repeatedly by zombies and skeletons. And lost my sword permanently, got most of my equipment back, but not some of my armour. Then I was doing some land clearing all the way up here for something I'm going to show you in a moment. And as you can see, it's a lot flatter. Oh, I've made a hole there by accident. I'll have to fix that in a minute. Yeah, as you can see, this is a lot flatter, but just around here, there was this very large and very annoying silverfish nest. There must have been about 50 silverfish there. Around a dozen of them were super silverfish, like special mobs. And they killed me a few times as well, only twice actually, I think. And I did get most of my, in fact all of my equipment back from that, as well as a few pieces of diamond armour that they dropped. Unfortunately I'm still without a chest plate, but that's not too difficult to fix, and you know what? All of my armour is now enchanted and diamond, so I'm actually in a more protected situation than I was before. Just showing off what the enchantments are there for a moment. Now, this patch of land I've put together up here. Some of you might be wondering why. Well, one of the things at the top of my to-do list is to create a fruit tree orchard. Oh, lovely arrow there. And let's just trim down this fence. Sorry, I've been working on this for about 3 hours on not just this bit, other things as well. And things aren't quite in a perfect state yet, but they're getting there. And I'm going to be continuing throughout this episode, well, or at least I intend to. I've forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, so up there I'm going to be building that little fruit farm, and as you can see, that's really quite thin ceilings now. And I've flattened it all down for that. I had originally intended it to build it. I had originally intended to build it over here behind the crop nursery, I suppose you'd call it, just back here. Then I realised it would block the view of the front of my house, which is something a friend complained about when I showed him my old farm. I had trees in front of my house blocking the view. In fact, they were greatwood trees, so they were particularly large ones. But some of these are going to be jungle trees, and some of these are going to be oak, which might turn giant, etc., etc. Now, another thing at the top of my to-do list I can actually do now. I've been saving up strawberries for this whole 3 hours of preparation I've been doing. And 20 seeds is as many as I needed. I was hoping to get it before I started recording, to be honest, so I could just come over and go, look, I've managed to make my field. But, you know, I ran out of prep time. So, let's just get these strawberry seeds planted, as I had intended. Wonderful, and last line, there we go. And now that we've got that done, let's get these signposts ready. I don't care if I've spelt this wrong. I don't actually like cranberries all that much in real life, so it's not something I know how to spell off by heart. And over here we have got the strawberries. Lovely. So what else have I been doing? Well, I've rearranged the fences up there as well, because if you think about it, before I did this terraforming, some of these fences were about 6 blocks higher. I've had to trim a lot of land down, and in fact, I'm not even finished with that. I believe that's all I really have to say about what I've been doing. Next is what I need to do, which is mostly build more slabs, cobblestone slabs, for the pathing, because that's what I've been using, as I'm sure you all know. If you didn't, you can see anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you again. And finish flattening this hill, enough to make a tree farm on it. I know what shape and everything I'm going to make the tree farm. I mean, each of these strips of 3 is going to be for a different tree with a little pathway in between. And then I'm going to have this path going down here so I can just quickly nip across to over here in the back of my big fields and etc. I figured it's a reasonable layout given what was available. So yeah, I will get on all of that in a moment, and I'll probably plant some more some of the trees before I continue terraforming. Because honestly, the only reason I haven't already is that I didn't want to do it off camera. Although, I'm going to need some more fences if I want to get this properly fenced off. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything down here yet. I might just like put in a couple of birch trees, make it look nice. And yeah, actually, I think that's what I'm going to do if I can ever find some birch. It might take me a while. Although, given what's around, I could always plant a couple of these pink buggers. That can't be a good way of saying it, to be honest. Pink trees, that'll do. Okay, that'll do there as well. So yeah, the path's going to have to come up here from the fence. Oh, stupid vanilla getting in my way. It's not even vanilla. Although I don't think you get vanilla on vanilla. Yay! Sensical talk that sounds like gibberish. I love it when that happens. Anyway, let's just chop down this tree quickly. It's in my way. Plus, you know, more wood means more potential fences. And since these are the last 8 of my fences, it's nothing but a good thing. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I doubt that tree's actually gone yet, knowing my luck. Now this is meant to go up here, so let's do that. Unfortunately, using more fences to do so, but there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm quite lucky with the amount of stone slabs I managed to get to have finished this bit, and I only need a few more to make the pathway. Well, not really lucky with the amount I managed to get, because they're really easy to get now that I think about it. Here's something I want to do quickly, though. That is certainly not the right place for these to be. Since there is a lovely uphill slope here, it only really needs to drop that low in front of the pig pen so that I can get in. And then we're all good. It was quite a noisy job, this terraforming, because of course we've got all these pigs and the sheep here, which I'm sure is all you can hear, and the cows over here as well. And I was trying to watch the co-optional podcast while I did it, and all I could hear was pigs and sheep and cows and annoyingness. If I can find some form of soundproofing block, I'd love to install it. What am I doing? I'm just looping around randomly. I need to build some more slabs, but I think more important right now is this is my last apple pie and then I'm out of food. So, perhaps I should start looking at recipes. Perhaps I should start putting some seeds in there as well. Oh, strawberry, lovely. Well, let's start with a strawberry recipe, see what we can make with them. That'd be something nice. What have we got? Could make a fruit salad, that's a light meal. I've got everything I need for that. I could make a strawberry smoothie with a snowball. I wasn't aware that there was ice in smoothies typically, but okay. Or I could make a strawberry pie with pretty much the same way as apple pie. I could turn a fruit salad into a strawberry salad with an extra strawberry. Adds 1 ingredient and 1 step, so a whole hunger in theory. Could make a chocolate strawberry if I could make chocolate. Oh, there's so much. And I think I'm going to keep it simple and go with a fruit salad. Especially considering I can make it out of cranberries and then chuck in this one strawberry I have to turn that into a strawberry fruit salad. I believe I can. They're not down here, they're upstairs. Silly Mez. They're not in that one, they're in that one. Thank you. So let's see if this works. I believe we needed a chopping board and a mixing bowl. And I could just do this in my travel inventory if I wanted to. Okay, 4 fruit salads already. And then we just need the bowl, the fruit salad, and the strawberry, I believe. No? How did I do that? How was I meant to do that? Oh, I don't even need the bowl. Strawberry salad, delicious. Only got the one, but it should last me 10 minutes. Maybe. I also want to check the nourishment ratings of them. So that one is a light meal, and that one is a light meal. So, much easier to make than an apple pie, but fills you just as much. I think that that's the better method. Although I suppose apple pie uses less ingredients. Which is why to fill you as much, it would have to be much more difficult to make. And I haven't done half of what I went inside to do. Typical me. Well, let's go back in there and get that done then. Other things I'm going to need to do is combine some saplings with some fruits to make fruit saplings. I've got to make sure I get the right saplings, of course. And in fact, while I'm here, let's go and check what's going on over here. How are these strawberries doing? I've only just planted them and some of them are up to 50%. I'm happy with that. And of course we've still got these extra strawberries over here, which might have grown a little bit. And need to be pulled up at some point, because I did farm quite a lot of them into there. More than I realised by the looks of it. So, while we're over here, rather than continuing with what I was planning, I'm just going to pick something to plant up. What have we got up here? Cranberries, celery, rice, bell peppers, beets, beans, artichokes. Ooh, blueberry. I do like myself a bit of blueberry and blackberry. To be honest, berries in general, except cranberry. Don't like cranberry, but we've been over that. I do have enough Brussels sprouts to make a farm, so I'm not going to bother making orchards. Same with cauliflower. Not orchard, nursery. Same with cauliflower. Oats would probably be a good idea. I wonder if you can use oats to make oat milk in this. Because I'd be happy with that. I drink oat milk in real life at the moment, since we found some going cheap, and it's actually really nice, and, you know, lactose free, which is great for me. Lactose intolerant, after all. I'll plant the corn seed. Not quite sure where it came from, but I'll plant it. Didn't realise I got it from the chest if I did. And I can go with the blackberries. Which I'm pretty sure grow on brambles, right? So I'm just planting brambles here. And it's going to end up like the land over the other side of my wall was before well, my parents technically bought it. Whatever. Probably won't grow them brambles on this. So, let's see what I came in here to do. Let's dump these in here while I'm here. Bananas, pears, starfruits, plums, pomegranates, oranges. I need to figure out what I can do with these bamboo shoots in terms of planting them, like growing them. But it doesn't look like I actually can. It seems like they only grow in the wild, which is odd. Oh well. Well, let's pick a couple of fruits. Actually, let's go with pears and pomegranates, because I've got plenty of them. And I'll start with pomegranates, to be honest, because I've got more of them. And do they go with a jungle sapling? Yes. I'm not sure if I've got enough jungle saplings, to be honest. Not used for much more than the usual fruit stuff. Fruit salad, fruit juice, fruit smoothie, fruit punch, yogurt, and jelly. Interesting. Well, there's a few things we can make with it. It's nothing particularly special, but it's something that I want to farm, so we're going to farm it. Do I have any jungle saplings? I guess I don't. Oh dear. Perhaps I'll have to sort that out then. I thought I did that last episode though. Or maybe even the episode before. Looks like I don't have any jungle saplings, so I can't actually use these yet. What about these ones? That's not what I meant to click anyway. It's U I wanted, not R. We can do them with oak. And I'm not quite sure how many of these we'll be able to plant, but I believe the answer will be some. Oh dear. Come on, frame rate, what are you doing? What are you playing at? Have I got anything open that I shouldn't? Nope. Probably just a save moment or something. Alright, let's make these pear trees. And go and plant them up there. I know I haven't finished domesticating up there yet, but actually I need to build my path before I go up there. I know I haven't finished domesticating up there yet, but I don't really care. I can do that after I've planted the trees. And in fact, while I'm here, I will build the fences as well, so I can finish domesticating when I get back up there. It's not like I've got a shortage of wood. And you know what? I keep finding myself in need of more fences, so let's just build a ton of them. If I can remember the recipe off by heart, I will. Oh, damn it. Okay. A little annoyed at that, to be honest, because I've also just realised that I did have a bunch of sticks in here. Yeah. I'm going to take them with me so I don't forget about them again. Right. I believe that should be everything we need. Sorry if that was noisy. I was scratching my lip. I probably shouldn't have. Oh, seriously? Right. I'm just going to fiddle with the graphics options for a moment. Fast. Let's turn the render distance down a little bit. Well, I'm not managing 30 FPS. I'm managing 20 FPS at best. Fine. You can stay there then. Fast. Default. Auto. Is there a faster option for that? Faster world loading. Smooth, stable FPS. Okay. Let's do that. Fog off. Cool. That sounded so much like I was telling someone to go away in a very rude manner. Sorry. Faster. I don't think there's custom fonts on here, but okay. Faster. 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 Right. This may well look horrible all of a sudden, but at the same time it should run more smoothly. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I'm sure no one watching is. And you can all have a go at me for it in the comment section below if you want. That's what it's there for. Right. Anyway, now my intention for building this was to leave 3 squares between trees and make a gap 1 square between the tree and the path and the tree and the fence. So 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Almost annoying that. And in fact, it would fit 6 trees perfectly if I were to just do this. Keeping in mind I just made 5 trees, so 6 trees is 1 more. For those of you that can't do maths at all, because 5 plus 1 is such a hard sum. It's not the sum you would do. It would technically be 6 minus 5, but whatever. I'm not here to teach maths, I'm here to play Minecraft. Although I'm sure I could teach maths if I wanted to. I believe that there are some much better maths teachers available on YouTube anyway. My brother watches a lot of them. As much as I love maths, I'm not the type that would subscribe to YouTube channels for it though. So my brother would watch it and I wouldn't. Although they are quite entertaining, he has shown me a few of them. Mostly while we were on holiday in France. And to be honest, I spent most of that time bored because I didn't have access to my computer. It's the one bad thing about owning a desktop. You can't take it on holiday with you. So I'm just trying to make this fence so that monsters can't just jump over it. But it's only a temporary fence anyway, so I don't need to make it too neat and tidy or anything. I'm going to trim this down obviously though, so that it works like that. And that wall's not going to help. That goes way too high. I mean, this is all going to be 2 tiles lower than I'm trimming it down to anyway. And yeah, I can see that I can get out that way, but don't worry. Don't worry, monsters can't get in. Oh, bloody hell. Really windy all of a sudden. Just blew my curtain into me. Because, as I'm sure you know, I play games with my window open so that it keeps my computer cool, because my computer is pretty much in my windowsill. Hey, it works. Don't knock it. Unless you've tried it. No, wait, that's more about food. It was a huge thing for me growing up that even if you have tried it, you should still try it again, just in case your tastes have changed or you like this different preparation of it more. And at first I didn't really get the idea, but as I grew up more and more, I learned not only do my tastes change, but also people's recipes change. Not on Minecraft, obviously, because unless you add mods, they don't change. But, for example, we've always had some quite tasty veg in my house, because my parents are good cooks. But, it was only recently that, my stepmum, well, recently in the grand scheme of things, 4 or 5 years ago perhaps, that my stepmum learned a recipe for Mediterranean veg. And that is the typical recipe that she now uses to get friends of mine that don't like veg eating veg. Not just friends of mine, friends of my stepbrothers, ex-girlfriends. Who else can I think of? I guess there aren't that many other people, because there's not that many people that invite people around that don't like veg. I remember the guy that introduced me to Minecraft just refused to eat any sort of vegetable until he tried my stepmum's med veg. Stuff is lush. So, moral of that rather spontaneous story is, even if you have tried it, try it again. You might like it more this time around. With the obvious exceptions of things like torture, urine, mud. Unless you liked that the first time, for some weird, twisted reason, you're not going to like it the second time. Now, let's get it off of this topic, because I'm starting to go to a rather dark place with it. I'm hungry. I need to eat. Nom 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 nom. And you this lovely strawberry salad. Nom nom nom. That did actually give me less hunger than the other one did. What about this one? That's going to give me 1.5, isn't it? Yeah. Figured that one. And we've got lag again. It's got to be a saving thing. So I wonder if now that it's done that saving thing, I can do something like that. Well, I can, but it's actually made my FPS slightly slower. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Oh well. I'll get over it, I'm sure. So that should be, for the most part at the very least, protected. Most part at the least. Sorry, that was terrible. Terrible choice of phrasing. And I'm just going to do that so people can't go around that way. Then we need to come along here and grab my other stack of fences that I forgot for the most part that I had. And of course people can't climb up there anyway, but it keeps the fence going, I guess. I can't jump up there, it's a fence, silly me. And I'm going to need to get this tree out of the way. Oh, lovely jungle wood. Shame you're only going to drop normal saplings. I need to make that higher than that block there so that people can't jump, monsters rather, can't jump over it. And there we go. So I can get it over it from this side, but that doesn't matter. Makes this area nicely monster-proofed. And means I can at last do this. Reclaimed fences. Reclaimed. And let's also finish blocking up this edge, because I don't want to fall off or anything. Lovely. And over here as well. Well, I had intended to do this at some point anyway. There we go, just trim that down. Lovely. And now there's no falling off of that side. Nothing can get in up there, I'm pretty sure. Well, spiders can get in, but that's hard to fix. Very hard to fix, to be honest. Would take me hours. Nothing... Well, I could get rid of this one now as well. Don't worry, I am aware that monsters could still spawn over here. Something that I will solve when I get a minute. It's not exactly hard to place some torches. Although I don't think I've got any torches or coal on me. Which might cause me a few issues. But oh well. Yeah, let's go get some charcoal. Actually, I think I've got a bunch of normal coal in my chest. Although in theory, I'd like to save that to process into coal when I start all that railcraft nonsense. I'm not sure if railcraft's even in here, can I? Is it? Can I tell from here, really? No. I was pressing the wrong button anyway. Railcraft. Is it in here? Is it? No! So no, I can't turn it into coal at all. Oh, screw you, NEI. Screw you. So instead, I may as well just use it to make some more torches. And yes, I see I've got 5 there that I forgot I had. But no harm in having a shit ton, to be honest. I thought I did that. There we go. Just gonna upgrade one of these fruit salads quickly. To a slightly better fruit salad. And I probably shouldn't loiter too long in here, but I'm having a look. Okay, that's all fine. Now, where was I? I believe I was doing some paths and things. Oh no, I was lighting it up. That's why I went back to get some torches. So, I suppose this area is kind of obvious where the torches are going to go. Now, my intention... I've done that wrong. Someone's probably yelling at me for it. Maybe even in the comments section, and thank you for your comment if you did so, but it was ultimately unnecessary. Have I done that right now? 1, 2, 3, yes. 1, 2, 3 there, which means I need to extend these by one more, which I can actually get away with doing just barely. But I can get away with it, so I will. There we go. Wunderbar. As they say in Russia. Wait, what? Anyway, let's continue the path a little. No, I still need to do the lighting. Come on, Maz. Head in the game. So, I suppose there's a reasonable spot to put a light. And by similar standards, so is there. I'm just going to put lights where they look like they could go for now. And then I will come back later, when it's dark or something, and figure out where they should go and aren't. But the general idea is I don't want monsters spawning inside my farm. Outside, don't mind so much. Inside, really don't want it. See, this is what I was talking about. Those sheep are so noisy. Those pigs are so noisy. Although, at least I'm not holding a carrot, in which case all I hear is thump, 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 thump of them jumping up and down trying to get my carrot. So, my intention with this here was to do a torch between each tree. Make sure that there's plenty of light on the trees and under the trees so that mobs don't spawn under them. And so that they can grow happily. And I think that'll work nicely. 1, 2, well, I could just line them up with the other ones. It'll also keep the path reasonably lit. Let's do it at this angle, because then I can line them up more easily. Oh, that's it. Wonderful. And the last one. Oh, well that's a lot of errors in my, what do you call it? Console. Doesn't seem to have caused any problem. Base func 74731A source file 119. Okay. Standard error at Minecraft.not compressed stream tools .func.74800 underscore a compressed stream tools .java 140. I don't know how anyone's meant to make any sense of this unless they coded the mods themselves, to be honest. What am I doing? I'm just wandering around seemingly aimlessly. Let's get this path installed. So, finish off that. And we need to do this little step up over here. Throughout the lag. Or the lag throughout, depending on the way you look at it. Personally, I like to look at it from the left. The light hits its face better that way. Let's chop up this vanilla plant that's nicely in my way. Sella vanilla. Slab up the area. You know, so we've got the path to walk along. And run out of slabs. Wonderful. And well, it's gonna happen a lot. Given my choice of building material. I would have liked to have planted a few more fruit trees during today's episode, but I'm already running short on time. and to be honest, it's meant to be online in half an hour. It's not going to be. It's going to take half an hour to encode and then another half hour to upload. Guesstimation. So no, it's not going to be online on time today by the looks of it, and I'm sorry for that. And in fact, I think because of that, I might have to change my schedule, because things generally aren't going online on time. So I might start aiming for something a bit later, maybe 4 o'clock rather than 2 o'clock, which is my current aim. Of course, this won't make so much sense to any of you watching from America, which is apparently the majority of you. Plums. Maybe we can grow plums on normal oak. Yeah, boy. Wunderbar. Oh, getting dark out there, so let's quickly have a little rest before I go and plant these. And sip my probably very cold coffee that I keep forgetting is here, just in time for my voice to go. And apparently spill half of it on my leg. I've just realised I'm sat in a really weird position. I've got one foot on the floor and the other foot on the chair so that my knee is practically, like, right underneath my microphone. I don't know why. I'm actually surprisingly comfortable. I don't know why any of you might care either. That's all I really have to say on the topic. Let's eat this salad because I'm getting peckish again. I actually was getting peckish, it said so in the top right. Makes me chuckle that the game uses the same terminology for hunger as I do. I'm sure it's quite common terminology though. That's probably why I use it. Right, I'm just going to finish off these paths at this point and then wrap up for the day. I'm not sure if I've talked about it previously on this show. So, I know I've talked about it quite a bit over other shows. I think mostly on the Binding of Isaac. I have been working on bringing Magic Quarry back, and it's not exactly likely to come back in its old format, considering that the world no longer exists. I'm mentioning it here because this is where the Minecraft fans are likely to hear it. Whereas on Binding of Isaac, people are less likely to be interested in Minecraft than on another Minecraft. So yeah, I guess it was because of the Thaumcraft tutorials, because Thaumcraft is famously complicated. But my Magic Quarry was my most popular show, so it was really quite gutting that it broke. And I do need to replace it, and I'm going to very, very soon. Actually, I can't say that. I can't say that it's going to be very soon. Soon? Not sure off the top of my head how soon. It would take a lot of calculation. I'm working on it, let's say that. Might be done in a week, might be done in a month, might be done in a year. Don't really know right now. All I do know is I want it back as quickly as possible, because that's the one that's pulling in the viewers. That's the one that's liked by anyone. How the hell did you get out? Doesn't matter. Your tomorrow's lunch now. Oi, stand still. There we go. Now your tomorrow's lunch. Now let's just turn these into the sort of path I want them to be. In fact, let's use my normal cobble there, for laziness sake. And then let's just stack these on top, also for laziness sake. And you know what? I'm going to want these fences a bit higher if I'm building the path up this high. So I will do that before I go as well. So, what have we done today? Yeah, sounds about right. That's a lot of it. No, but in seriousness, we've planted some fruit trees that may not even grow, I'm not even sure. We've finished off our strawberry farm over there. And we've made some fruit salad. We've laid down a few paths, we've laid down a few fences to make the area a bit safer. I suppose we could have done a lot less. I had intended to get started on, like, Thaumcraft Not Quite Basics, because I love Thaumcraft. I think it's because of how complicated it is that I love it, but it's also why a lot of people don't. Screw it, there's a gate just there. Yeah, it looks a lot safer. I'm gonna probably... for decorative's sake, I shall do this. No, not there. Now, I know what you're likely to be thinking right now. What are you doing, getting rid of the bottom fences? That's not very decorative at all. Those fences look better than it without. But you know what looks even better? It's seeming like the fences aren't massively tall for absolutely no reason from the outside. And it's seeming like the fences are actually on something from the inside. I like that a lot more than I like, for example, that. So, I guess we're done for the day. This area is nicely secured. We've got a whole new section of the farm available to us, from which we can overlook a lot of the rest of the farm. And I'm going to leave these fences up, because falling off of there would probably be rather painful. And the way in is this lovely little staircase down the side of my cow pen. And my smeltery. The biggest advantage of this, not going to get monsters jumping on my smeltery roof anymore. But I can still do it. Although I suppose, having built this, getting monsters jumping on my smeltery roof was no longer a bad thing. Look, they can just fall into my smeltery for all I care. I'm actually going to have that rising up through the roof like a sort of chimney stack at some point. But oh well. Anyway, I suppose it's about time to say thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed today's show, and I will see you all next time for some more of the same. If you did enjoy it, if you enjoyed this lovely excuse to relax with all these noisy animals being noisy. Sorry, a little moment of non-relaxed from me there. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this lovely moment to relax, give me a like, give me a favourite. Subscribe if you want to see more of me relaxing on the farm. Or if you want to see some of me playing Binding of Isaac, or some characters from my book playing Hack. Or if you're looking forward to the Magic Quarry coming back, subscribe. Aside from that, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful and relaxed Friday. End of the working week after all. What a good day to be relaxed on. And I will see you all next time. Bye!